have a conversation about the world and the way things are now. Come chop it up with me. But just let's take it. About terrorism and World War III. Yo. The who, what, when, where, and how. Because you know it's coming, right? Let's have a conversation about, I don't know. Yeah. All the things that I hope to see. Man. And I want to see a lot, though. Like equal rights and gun control, better wages, child support cases, and yeah, the legalization of weed. Yeah.
What's up, Tea Timers, and welcome to the Tea for Real with Marcus J. Cook. Now, this is a show where each and every episode, I invite panelists to discuss with me everything that's happening in the world right now. We're discussing everything from current events, to politics, to religion, to celebrity gossip, to music, to movies, and more. Today, we have a great show lined up. I have two of my very best friends. We have been friends for over 20 years. First, we have an esthetician to some of Alabama's finest. She is the mother of two, including a civil rights activist, and she herself is a shopping enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea for Real, April Gray. April, welcome.
Thank you, Marcus, for having me. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you for
being on the show. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now we have an aspiring comedian, the mother of two young kings who just happen to be our nephews. She is dubbed the fat Breonna. She is the cute baby mama. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea for Real, Danielle Lewis. D, what's good?
Hey everybody, baby, it's me live.
So look, before we start, let's get some questions out of the way. April, you are an esthetician. Some of our audience may not know what an esthetician is. Can you give us a rundown of some of the services that you offer as an esthetician? And if they wanted to set up an appointment or a consultation, what's your social media handle so they can get in contact?
Sure. Well, as an esthetician, I specialize in skincare. Some of the services that I provide, I do facials, chemical peels, skin exfoliation, body waxing, some massages, and I also do spray tans. I also do hydrofacial, so I do a mixture of a lot of things. If you want to reach me, you can reach me on Instagram. My Instagram is April the Esthetician, or if you want to catch me on Facebook, you can reach me at April Renee. You can inbox me or you can DM me. I always respond to any messages that I get.
Awesome. D, so we have saw the TikTok videos, we have saw the Facebook videos, we have heard about the sister wives of Fairfield, baby. Listen, please, for our audience, can you tell them where they can find your social media? What are your social media handles? Where they can find your art that you've been doing, and what do you have planned for the future for you?
Well, I'm on Facebook at Danielle Denise. I'm on TikTok at @dsnow99. The future, basically, I have kids. I had kids that behind everybody else. Everybody kids are grown. Mine are young. I'm training John and Jay to be the best kings they could be. Hopefully there'll be somebody's doctor, lawyer, whatever. But, my dreams are on hold until theirs gets to where it need to be. But I'm just having fun. I'm just living.
Just living. Amen. There's nothing wrong with that. So, guys, I want to hop right into it. Is that okay?
Let's do it.
Hey, so Black Twitter is known for canceling a minute of a celebrity. We have canceled R. Kelly, rightfully so now, rightfully so. Right. We have canceled Kanye West. We have canceled Chrisette Michelle. But the latest to be canceled is none other than Sourpuss, BKA, the baddest bastard owl, AKA Trick, your dog is loose, BKA Trina. Now, Trina and Trick Daddy have a morning show called the TNT Morning Show, where they went head to head talking about the protesters in the George Floyd protesting in Miami-Dade County. Now, Trina said some words to me that I had to write them down because to me they were very offensive. So I want to say, this is what she said. She said, lock these animals up, keep the streets clean. She said, black lives matter, huh? These are saying black lives that are taken at the hands of other black people. She said, life is a life, period, and protesting doesn't make sense to me. April, when you heard these words from Trina, what did you think?
She a damn fool. First of all, let me say why. Because for so many years, we've watched black men get killed by the police for doing nothing. I mean, simply just riding their car. You see them standing outside the call 911 to get help moving the car to the street. I mean, you got to understand at some point people get tired of asking for help and not getting it. So sometimes, I mean, the looting and stuff, I do think that went a little bit too far because you're tearing up your own community. So who you think got to rebuild it? You. As a mother of a young black man and having a black spouse, a fiance, a boyfriend, this is something that's, touches home to me because every time they walk out the door, you got to wonder if they're going to make it back home. You got to teach your son how to move, how to talk, how to be. And it's scary. And for her to just up and just fly up and mouth and say some crazy stuff like that, I mean, she's not thinking about the people that she's affecting and why they're doing what they're doing. There's better ways to handle and say what you're trying to say than calling people animals. People are tired as hell and they fed up. Now, like I said, I don't agree with the looting and taking and all that stealing. It ain't gonna bring the man back. But sometimes you gotta raise a little hell to get some attention.
Listen, G, tell me what you think. Sourpuss said these words. What's up?
You know what? I had so much stuff that I was gonna say on there, but you know what? At this point, I want to make my point clear instead of just saying what I really feel. I feel that she just, has got ahead of herself for a long time and never said anything. She should have been shut down a long time ago. Like, when she was on Love and Hip Hop, when she spoke on the girl, kids, Nick and Natural, trying to imply they were unkept and things like that. So like, it's like she's a loose cannon right now. And she just felt like she could say what she wanted to say. And I'm glad she said what she had to say because now we know, to counsel her. But I just feel like, it's sad when Trick Dad of all people had to be your voice of reason. So right. I won't miss Trina at all. I don't know who will, but I just feel I just feel like what she said was just so insensitive. And it was just like what Trick Daddy said, like you always thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your friend's shop that was vandalized and this, that, and third. This man lost his life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the change that we're getting right now, I don't feel like we would be getting it if people weren't acting the way they're acting because people need to know we're fed up, we're tired.
Exactly.
So that's what I feel on it.
I've talked to a lot of older people and they always say they don't understand the rioting and the looting. So I try to put things in perspective for them. There was an injustice that happened. Whenever there's an injustice, protesters protest. Like, there was an injustice. We need you to do this to fix the injustice. Now, usually with protesting comes rioting. At night, the rioters are there to back up the protesters to say, hey, if the protesters don't get what they want, we're going to tear this city up. Now, the looters just happen to come with the riots. Now, I'm not here to say that the looters are right or wrong. What I am here to say is, if you want to stop the looters, if you want to stop the rioters, and if you want to stop the protesters, you must first stop the injustice. Amen?
Amen.
So listen, there was another injustice. We're talking about injustice. Whew, this is a big one for me. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was an emergency medical technician who was shot in her home, in her bed, by Louisville, Kentucky police officers on March 13th. Now, the officers were in plain clothes, and they were executing a no-knock warrant. Breonna was shot 8 times, and none of the officers, now this happened in March, now is June. None of the officers have been arrested. They have all been reassigned and are still working for the police. Now, what happened was Breonna, her sister, and her boyfriend occupied the apartment. When when the police came in, the boyfriend thought that maybe they were getting burglarized, and he got up with his pistol, which he was licensed to have. He shot, right? He shot and he injured a police officer, and he was arrested and taken to jail and charged with attempted murder. He has since been released. Now, something that I've been following on social media, a lot of people have been saying is that if Breonna was black, well, I'm sorry, if Breonna was a black man, that justice for her would look a little bit differently. As black women, do you think there's a difference when police assault black women over black men?
Well, you know what? I have to say it doesn't happen too often. So that's kind of why, one of the reasons why I think it's not getting as much push as George Floyd situation is going on, but it has happened. It happened with Sandra Burns. I mean, look at what's going on. I don't think it's a difference. I do think she's not getting the attention, and they're starting to now protest for her the way that they should. But this should have been going on in March when it happened, when she got killed. They should have been speaking up on it back then instead of tying it into this situation. So kind of take the light off of her, the fact that they focused so much on George. But I did read, and I think it's about a day or two ago, they did fire the one who actually shot and killed her. They did fire him. He got fired like Friday or something like that. But that's not enough, because that's not going to bring her back. And him getting fired, I mean, there's no consequences.
If Breonna was a black man and this happened to her as him, do you think that the circumstances would be different? Do you think that she would be having her own protests, or it would be more light on her situation?
Well, that's kind of hard to say, because honestly, we can't keep up with what's going on because so many people are getting killed. Because honestly, when George Floyd was murdered, I'm not gonna say I forgot, but it took my attention off the man they shot down like a dog that was just jogging. So it's like, I don't feel like it's a situation to where they're not giving her enough acknowledgement. It's so many people. Like, the man just got killed at Wendy's. Like,
yes,
it's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And my thing with that situation, I need to know how did they go to the wrong house, and whoever sent them to the wrong house, start from the top on down, needs to be fired.
Exactly. Everybody that has anything to do with it.
It don't need just be the officer that was there. Who sent them there? Who dropped the ball and didn't know that the man that was already, the person they were looking for was already in jail? Like, I need them people to get in trouble too. But it's so many markers. Like, I don't think that nobody's choosing like a different way to handle things. I think it's so much.
You know, that was always my response on social media. Like, let's say Ahmaud Arbery happened 2 months before we even knew about it. So when we found out about it, we started protesting for justice for Ahmaud Arbery. Then Breonna Taylor happened. And then before we could even get justice for Ahmaud, then we had to focus on Breonna. And then right when we tried to focus on the two of them, George Floyd happened. So I just thought Breonna's case got a case of the middle child syndrome, where, you know, we get into it, we know it's important, but this just happened and the world saw it, and it's like, whoa. So I hate that enough light has not been shed on it, but I'm glad that it is getting the recognition that it is now. When I saw it, and when we've been talking about it lately, it made me think that, April, this could have been Kayla. This could have been Mama Pig. Like, I was like, I know too many people that this could have been. When they were interviewing her mom, her mom said that she went 4 hours without even knowing that her daughter was dead. They sent her to the hospital, and she had to come back to her apartment, only to find that her daughter was still in the house, dead. As a mother, April and Dee, how would they have affected you guys knowing that your daughter or your child is in the house dead and the police are giving you the runaround? Dee.
You know what? It's like it leave you with no words, and at the same time, you know, once you find that she's dead and they already knew she was dead, that gives you more anger. So it's just like you wouldn't even know how to wrap that around your head. You know, it's just the way she died is like enough to drive you crazy. So I can imagine what the mother's going through right now. Like, I know I was supposed to research it. I was supposed to watch the interview with the mother, but I couldn't. Because, you know, I didn't want to see the pain in her eyes, because I couldn't imagine my child leaving here before me. I just couldn't imagine.
Right.
April, as a mother, what would that be like for you?
It's just like Dee said, I mean, you really don't know what you're going to do until you're in the situation, you're in the moment. But I know how much I love my daughter. And to know that, you know, she died for no reason, just because she was in her own house, mind her own business, not breaking the law, not doing anything that she wasn't supposed to do, and to be dead just for sleeping because somebody went into the wrong house. You know what I'm saying? Especially the police, you're supposed to hold them to a higher standard. They're supposed to know better. You know, it's not a neighbor. It's not somebody breaking in and trying to steal something. This is the actual police, the ones you call when you're in trouble, the ones that you call when you need help. Y'all just killed the innocent girl for no reason. You didn't even have the right information. I mean, she's gone. And ain't nothing that we can do. We can protest. It's hopefully it already brought about a change because they canceled the knock issue, so you can't just break into something. I don't understand how that came about in the first place. How you get the right to do? I mean, they got, okay, if somebody coming to your house, they ain't knocked on your door, you got every right to defend your home. As a man, if you just laying there, somebody kicking in your door, and you got your woman and your children, whoever in your house, and you just lay there, I mean, that's a man. He had every right to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody coming in my house, I don't know who this is. I got every right to defend everything that's in my house. I got every right to defend my property. She shouldn't have been dead. He should have never went to jail, and this whole situation should have never happened.
Never. The last question I want to ask on this topic is, D, what does justice for Breonna look like for you?
Well, you know what I would hope, because, you know, you got to think about it. Like, I'm still waiting on justice for Sandra Bland. So, you know, certain things, like, I can't even wrap around my head, because I want justice for her, but like, I want to make sure that everybody gets their just due. But like, justice for her would mean that probably will speed up the process for Sandra Bland or whatever. But, you know, that situation is just touching to me because I'm a woman. And I've been in a situation where the police came to my house, the wrong house, when I was married with my husband, and came in and searched us. And we said them, you know, this the wrong house, these wrong people, and they still doing everything that they was going to do. And we could have got hurt. So, you know, that's why that situation is so near and dear to my heart, because I've been through it, but I lived through it. So, you know, I hope they do what they need to do. I hope it's not like a Sandra Bland situation.
Do you think the cops should be fired? And do you think they should serve time?
Of course they should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, this world we living in, like, I don't know. I hope so.
April, what does justice for Sandra Bland look like to you? I know I heard you say yes and yes. Expound for me. Tell me a little bit about what you're thinking.
For Breonna and for Sandra, I mean, the Sandra case is already over with. The dude never served any time. He got away with it. And now he's kind of just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We already knew what's going to happen. So we kind of like sweep it under the rug. Here we go again with the same situation all over again. Justice for me, everybody that was involved in it, every officer that was at that house, who bust into that house, who shot their guns, because they said her house was like a war zone. They were just shooting like crazy. Anybody that fired off a weapon into those folks' house should be arrested, number one, and should also serve time. I mean, it's like I said, it's not going to bring her back, but it got to start somewhere. If you start making an example out of these cops that's doing the bad things, they're going to start doing the right things. And then I also read an article where this guy said, I read it on Facebook, somebody said, if you start holding them accountable and start, when the family, even though it's not going to bring her back and he may not go to jail or whatever, her family can go and sue them and she's going to get some money. Okay, start taking it out of their pension money. Start pulling it out their checks.
That's right.
Start taking it out their checks. Okay, that's when you start hurting their pockets, they'll get it together.
That's right. So from the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, it has started a Black Lives Matter movement in over 60 countries. But the question on everybody's lips is, do all Black lives matter? Now, the Black Lives Matter movement was started by 3 women, and this was after the acquittal of George Zimmerman in the death of Trayvon Martin. The women who started this movement were Alicia Garza, Patrice Collier, and Opal Tometi, and they were the original organizers. And Garza and Collier identify as queer people. Now, in addition to those two, they had another organizer named Elle Hearns, who identifies as trans. And I know y'all asking, why does that even matter? But as the movement grew and more Black people became involved in this, some Black people have started to say that the Black LGBT people don't matter in this movement. My question is, in a time where we should be coming together, why are some Black people so divisive? Why are they making a situation where they're separating Black LGBT people from the hetero people? And I mean, I am a queer man, and I am you guys' friend, been friends for 20 years. As friends to a LGBT person, what do you guys think about this? Why are we being so divisive?
Because number one, that was the way that a lot of us were raised. You know what I'm saying? Gay is wrong, straight is right. So, you know, when you came from that kind of mentality, that's how you was raised. That's how you gonna see it. But let me say this, you know, like you said, Marcus, we have been friends for over 20 years. I also have a daughter. My daughter is gay. Do I feel any type of way about it? No, I love my child. I'm gonna always love my child, no matter what she decides or what she decides to go through. So I can feel what you feel, because I've had to deal with that on my own end, because it took her a while to come out and tell me the truth about who she was, because she was scared of how I was gonna feel about it. But like I told her, I'm gonna love you no matter what you are. You're gonna always be my child. I'm never gonna turn my back on you no matter what you do. As far as the Black Lives Matter situation, and Black lives, no matter if you gay, you still Black. Black is Black. I don't care if you Black and you like women, you Black, you like men, you Black, you like both. You still Black. At the end of the day, all they see is this. So it should not matter who you love. It should matter, you know what I'm saying, the fact that you gone. Everybody on this earth deserves to be loved. Everybody on this earth deserves to be treated right. So if you don't like gay people, you the same as the folks that don't like Black people. Mm-hmm. You can't choose and pick, you know what I'm saying, what you're gonna do. God is love. God said love everybody. God said treat everybody the same. For everybody to say that, you know, if you gay, you going to hell, whatever, that ain't none of your business. That's between them and God. And it got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna love you, Marcus, the same way I love you the first day I met you. I'm gonna love my child the same way I loved her before she told me she was gay. I'm gonna still love her the same. I don't give a damn how nobody feel. And you don't like it, you ain't gotta call me, come around me, whatever. I'm gonna always be there for my child. I'm never gonna make her feel like she's wrong and she's doing something wrong. It's her life. She gotta live it for herself. She's 20. She's still figuring out who and what she is.
That's right.
So as far as that, the LGBT, I mean, Black is Black. Get over it. You saying for you to sit up here and feel like some type of way about because these folks are gay is the same way that you feel about the white folks feel about you being Black.
That's right. D, what are your thoughts?
I just think people are just, you know, basically being ignorant, and a lot of people just need to be honest, educated on the situation, because you educate me on a lot of things that I don't know. And it makes me see things a whole lot different. But, you know, some people, ignorance is bliss. And, you know, you can't expect people that are against people that, you know, that are gay to have a positive impact on their feelings of any situation, Black Lives Matter, whatever. But what I say to it is, I just think that the best way to handle a situation like that is to educate that person. If you're around a person, it's your responsibility. If you hear them talking negative or speaking ill will on, you know, a certain type of person or whatever, you know, you educate them. Now, it's up to them to take it however they want to take it, but it's your job. I mean, I had to do that at work the other day. When we were watching the George Floyd funeral, we had a person in the break room. He was a white man, and he didn't want to hear no more. You know, he was tired of it. He wanted us to change, you know, the station, you know, change the TV. And we had to just break it down to him, you know, like, this is what's going on. We know you might not, you know, understand because you don't go through this, but this is our life right now. We're fighting for justice. So I just think people need to just be educated.
That's right. That's right. I got one last question on this. If Ahmaud Arbery or George Floyd or even Breonna Taylor were a part of the LGBT community, like let's say Ahmaud Arbery happened to be a gay man, or maybe Breonna Taylor was a person of trans experience, do we think the outcry for justice would be the same? Could we see them, if George Floyd was a gay man and a police officer put his knee on his neck and killed him in front of everybody, in front of the entire world, do we think that we'd be having the movement that we have now? And I know this is a touchy subject and nobody wants to say the wrong thing. You can either say yes or no, or leave it at that.
I say yes.
Yeah, I say yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad. That makes me very happy, because when I was asking that question to myself when I was coming up with questions. I was like, yo, I don't know. What even sparked this was in the same city that George Floyd was killed. In fact, around the corner, for what I understand, there was a young trans girl. She's maybe 18 or 19. They had just left the protesters and they were at her friend's house. I think she was intoxicated. Her friend asked her to move her car, and she did, and she hit 3 cars along the way. Some more stuff happened in the middle of that, and she ended up running to a store. And I forget this girl's name because I really wanted to talk about it, but I forgot her name. But she was jumped by over 20 people. And it's on camera. And this was just days after George Floyd. And so that's what even started the LGBT versus the Black Lives Matter movement was, and this question came up, if one of the 3, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, or George Floyd, just happened to be a part of this community, would the outcry be the same? So we have answered those questions, and now I really want to move on to this last topic. The other day we saw the finale of Insecure. Now I know y'all just got on Insecure, but I've been on it. I've been watching since season 1, and I'm so glad that you guys had started tuning in because I wanted to talk about it because the show tackled so many real life issues. In this season alone, we have saw the issues of mental disease, mental illness, and postpartum, so much stuff they have tackled just even in this season alone. But we see Issa and Lawrence finally get back together. But we see Condola is now pregnant with Lawrence's child. We see Molly come full circle with Andrew, and now they are no longer together. Now we see Issa and Molly get back together and be friends, or at least come to a meeting. Now, let's talk about one topic at a time because there's so much to unpack. Let's start with Molly and Andrew. So Molly and Andrew break up. When do y'all think Andrew checked out of the situation?
For me, I think it was when she had that fight with his brother and them when they went out of town and they went back and forth and how she kind of didn't want to do anything else with the brother again. She kind of was out to herself instead of trying to talk to them and get them to see her side of why she felt the way she felt. I kind of thought that kind of put a little thing into his head, like, you know what, she on some other shit.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it was so funny because I remember her saying, "Did I just mess things up?" And he was like, "Well, no, you really didn't." But I really do think at that point he was like, let me just keep my eye on this. And then, when the brother invited them to the basketball game, and she just completely said, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
And then at the party, it was like, we're gonna do this my way. And I agree with Andrew. Had he been the one to suggest, let's stay a little bit longer, let's go out after this, Molly would have probably had something to say about this.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Out of all the characters, which do you see yourself in the most?
Molly, baby, Molly. Molly have me leg, baby. Ooh, yes, Molly Styles. I don't know who do her weeds.
Yeah,
but, baby,
but they be
Molly be giving it to the people.
She does. Yeah. D, what about you?
I want to say I'm Issa, but see, Issa don't have enough hood in her. Like Issa's just like you can say she went to Mountain Brook, but I want.
But you know what I thought was interesting is when we first started watching the show, D, you was like, "Oh yeah, Molly remind me of me," and I was thinking Issa remind me, but now it's totally switched, and I like that so much. Yes.
Now, so who you see us as? Let me ask you that. You know what I'm saying? If you could pick one of the characters for us, who do you see us as?
I think it's perfect. Y'all got it. I think April definitely reminds me of Molly, and I think D definitely reminds me of Issa.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just think Issa is very like I'm gonna try to do this. And April is like, no, So that's why it remind me, like, in perspective that way. So we see Issa and Lawrence get back together. First of all, Issa had some men.
Right.
Issa messed around with TSA. Now her and TSA had sex, and then the condom came off, and TSA just kept on going like it wasn't that. Now Issa have been with Nathan. Now Nathan dropped Issa for a while because he had some mental health issues. He ghosted her, was what it was, because he had some mental health issues, and then he came back around, and Issa allowed him to come back in. But then ultimately, at the end, she chose Lawrence, who is like who she started off with at the beginning of the season, at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. Do we like Issa and Lawrence together or no?
I do, because you know what? Honestly, I'm coming in at the end of it, but I like it because that's what she wants to be. Like, you know who you want to be with, so you know that's probably what's good for her right now. Now the other guy, I kind of feel sorry for him because the whole time she thought that he ghosted her, she didn't know that he had a mental illness. So it's kind of like, he could have been good for her too. But I think in the end, I don't think it's gonna work out because of the baby.
Me neither.
Of the baby.
Yeah, because of the So you know, we got to keep watching.
April, do you like Issa or Lawrence?
I do, because you know she fought so hard to get away from him, and that was her true love in the beginning. She could have saved herself some time by realizing that, but you know, sometimes you have to go through a whole bunch of dogs. You have to go through a whole bunch of situations to see where you really want to be. You know, after she went through all of and talked to all the guys she went to, she realized how hard it lied with him. So she'll respect the relationship more, and they'll both appreciate each other more because they've been through so much. You know what I'm saying? And she realized that's where her heart lied, and in the end, that's where he led her back to. So I honestly feel like, yeah, I like them together, but I don't think it's gonna last either with that baby child. No, ma'am.
So the reason why Issa and Lawrence broke up in the beginning was because Issa cheated on Lawrence. Now, so now they're back together, and now Condola, Lawrence's ex-girlfriend, and now they was just exes for about a week or so, I think, in the show, in the timeline of the show. But now Condola is pregnant. Do we think Condola is a trap queen? Did Condola trap Lawrence?
I don't think she trapped him, but I don't understand her trying to keep the child. I kind of hate when women say, like, yeah, I'm pregnant, but I don't want you to have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep the baby, but you know, you ain't got to have nothing to do with it. 9 months down the line, here come the child support papers. But you just told me I have to be a father to the child. But then you know I done moved on. I don't know, she don't know that he moved on, him and Issa back together. But it takes two to tangle. So yeah, both of them was wrong for doing whatever and not use protection or whatever. But shit happens. But as far as I kind of see her, you know, she may still want to kind of be with him a little bit. Sometimes women do use a pregnancy to try to keep a man or whatever like that. But I do honestly feel like she wants more from him than just, okay, I'm pregnant. I just want, you don't want him to know. If you really didn't care about him being involved in the baby life, you went on about your business and be like, well, shit, yeah, I'm pregnant. You see him on the street, oh yeah, this your child. You know what I'm saying? But you want him in some type of way to be either a father, you either want him back so you have to be parents together, or you want something from him. You just ain't telling him you pregnant just to be telling him. You want something out of that.
Yeah. And see, what I didn't understand was Condola was married before and had an abortion because and this was her husband. You had an abortion with your husband, but with this random dude that you dated for like 10 seconds, you want to keep the baby. That was my only issue that made me ask, well, is she trying to trap Lawrence because she sees the potential in him or what?
Lawrence about to get that check.
Yeah,
and
right.
You know what, too? I wouldn't, if I was her, I would feel some type of way because he made it very clear, like, this is not what he wants. And that's when she's like, you know, hey, well, you know, you can be as involved as you want to be, but he's letting you know, like, this is a mistake. So
he don't really want to be a part of it.
He don't want to be a part of it. So, you know, even though it took two to tango, you know, and it's his fault because, you know, he should have protected himself and she should have protected herself. I still feel some type of way if he didn't want a baby by me. So, you know, I'm not saying abort it, but like I wouldn't Well, she's gonna expect him to be with her, even if she was be in the kid's life, regardless of whatever she said. But I wouldn't. I don't know how I would feel about that because I know he doesn't want the baby. You know. I just
So let me ask you this question, and this is for both of y'all. Is a baby a deal breaker for you, April?
Hell yeah.
It's a no-go, April.
Let me say why. Okay.
Come on, Molly, tell us why.
Because, okay, I can understand that the baby was, you know what I'm saying, prior to us getting together. Like, you had kids before me and all this other stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you and that girl, y'all talked and y'all relationship ended, you said like about a week ago. But that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a whole headache. That's going to be her calling when her stomach hurt. That's going to be her calling because she wants you to go to the doctor to see the baby on the sonogram. It's going to create a problem in a relationship. And you as a woman, you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to be, what you over there for? What you want now? You know, I don't have time for all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that it's a mistake or whatever and stuff happens, but I honestly don't feel like they're going to stay together because Condola finna cause hell in their life because of that. You know, she not finna just go away. You told him you pregnant, like I said, because you want something out of it. You don't want him just to know. You want him to know and you want him to be there. You want him to say, well, let's work it out. Let's be a family. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something. You know, I'm going to be in my child life. But being in your child life is also, you got to, now, you know what I'm saying? Even though she's the past or whatever like that, every time you come around that baby, you gotta. Every woman ain't gonna be there. Oh, let me hold it. You know,
right.
She probably, and Condola probably gonna be the type of woman is I don't want my child going over there. The baby can't be over there. You want to see the baby, you gotta come over here. She can't come over here. You can't have the baby. Don't take it over. See, no.
D, is a baby a deal breaker for you?
It is for me too because honestly. Like, I can't see a woman not want to be with her baby's father, especially when they're young. You know, even if y'all weren't in a relationship, you want to be with your kid's father. And then he doesn't have any kids. So her kid is his first kid. So, of course, she really wants to be with him without saying it. So, yeah, it's definitely breaking for me because it's going to always cause strife because something's going to go off her head. She's going to get that petty mode. And she's going to be calling for random stuff all the time. And how can you say no to your kid?
Yep.
So I guess we're going to have to see what season 5 holds. I believe it's going to be very, very interesting. But we also see Issa and Molly. Their friendship was kind of really tested throughout this season where they haven't really been on the same page. And they really wanted to talk about it. But Issa, for the very first time, to me, in the series, Issa was very into her career. She had found a passion, and she was very busy. And Molly was actually making time to talk to Issa, but felt kind of blown off by Issa, and rightfully so, because to me, I felt like Issa was blowing her off. And we see them have this big blowout and this big argument, and finally, at the end of the series, they sit down to talk. Now, you guys know what they reminded me of, right? 10th grade, just in their high school. And we had our reunion. So it made me a little teary-eyed, like, oh, yeah, I know what that's like. Do you guys think that Issa and Molly are good friends to each other, despite all they've been through?
I think they're good friends because they've been knowing each other for so long. I think they need to work on their communication and their friend skills. Because, like, Molly kind of feels like Issa only call her when she kind of needs something a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a one-sided friendship. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always got your back. I'm always here for you. But, you know what I'm saying, when I need you, it's kind of like you kind of drop the ball a little bit. You know, they got to work on, you know. Like, the end part was the best part to me because they both like, bitch, let me tell you what happened to me. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would bring them together. But, like, Molly, I mean, she had to bail Issa, give her money out. You know what I'm saying? So she probably feeling like it's a one-sided relationship. But Issa was going through something at the time, so she wasn't able to financially do the things that, you know what I'm saying, her friend was able to do because, of course, she's the attorney and she gets the bread. So they just have to work on, you know what I'm saying, communicating, talking more, and probably doing stuff to it. Now, never let no dude come between them. Like the situation with Andrew, which I honestly feel Molly's side and I feel Issa's side too, because he got the connections to get her what she need, but she's a new relationship, and she don't want her man to feel like I'm just using you, use your connects and stuff like that. So they both should have talked about it a little bit more.
Right. G, what about you? What do you think?
About their relationship, I think that honestly, as I was watching it, I feel like that they're outgrowing each other a little bit. And that's okay. You know, they're outgrowing each other. But at the same time, I feel like that Molly should have a little bit more patience with Issa, because at the time that she was just getting her just due, just like you said, she was just starting to do her own thing. And, it's exciting when you start to do your own thing and find your inner you. But I think they're just really just outgrowing each other, and that's okay. But, just like us, they can come together, as long as they came together at the end and, kind of talk about it, that's all that matters. Because, I mean, look how long we went without seeing each other, without talking to each other. I would see y'all in passing, but, like, being with y'all, never thought that would happen again in life. And I thank God for it.
Me too.
Me three.
Well, you guys, thank you guys so much for being on the show with me. Thank you for sharing your views, for being so open. Thank you for sharing everything that you guys share here on the show today. I hope that when all of this is over with, that we can be in the studio and you guys will come to the studio with me and do it all over again.
Yes.
We got
awesome,
you.
Awesome. So I want to say, Tea Timers, thank you guys for tuning in. Come back next time. Well, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video, to my channel. Thank you for watching, and come back so you can find out what's the tea for real. See y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yo, can't well. And I had some concerns, and I thought, what better time than to address them than right now? So here we go. Yo. Hey, check me out. Hey. Let's have a conversation about the world and the way things are now. Come chop it up with me. But just let's take it. About terrorism and World War III. Yo. The who, what, when, where, and how. Because you know it's coming, right? Let's have a conversation about, I don't know. Yeah. All the